Welcome back to 5 Elements Tactical. Self-defense, home defense, prepping, and survival. Today we're talking about Hurricane Ian. So if you haven't been watching the news, like just the last couple days, people are starting to just recover from the effects of Hurricane Ian, which took out a huge section of Florida. And in my head, I always wonder, how well did the preppers fare? So, we talk about self-defense, home defense, prepping. It's a huge part of our channel. It's a huge part of what I teach in my martial arts school to anybody that in my network for 5 Elements Tactical and all that stuff. And right now, I'm actually outside in the rain. We're just getting the rain part of Hurricane Ian right now up in Long Island. And I'm kind of going through I know we don't have to evacuate, but if we had to evacuate, what are some of the things that I could have and should have done differently? What could they have done and should they have done if they could have done anything different? And that's what we're talking about today. Stay with me. What's up, warriors? This is Kyoshi, Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you find your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. All right, so Hurricane Ian. We're coming up on the 10th anniversary of, up in the New York tri-state area, of Superstorm Sandy, which for those of you that don't know about that, about 10 years ago, it was, I'll never forget, I guess October of 2012. My wife and I had gotten married in February. We were expecting our first child. We had just gotten our house, and it was a really great year for us. And I was a prepper back then, and I guess, my wife didn't realize how into it I was or whatever, and I guess, I don't know if I was trying to lay back a little bit or she wanted me to lay back a little bit on food and water and medical supplies and stuff like that. And to this day, she'll say that Superstorm Sandy did something messed up to my brain, because I'm typically the guy who is ahead of the storm, ahead of the news. I'm not stressed out because I prepare and I have, food, water, medical supplies, first aid, over-the-counter meds, all that type of stuff, right? Well, before Superstorm Sandy hit, my wife said, "Aren't you going to go get gas?" I'm like, they say that all the time and nothing ever happens. And the one time that I didn't go get gas, oh my God. It was like the storm of all storms. They call it a 100-year storm or whatever it was. Now, I had, shame on me, I let my tank go well below, my vehicle, well below half a tank. And I was just above the E. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, the baby could come any day now. I have enough gas to get me and my wife to the hospital when she says, oh my God, the baby's coming. So for the following days and weeks, I was riding my bicycle, I was riding my motorcycle, I was saving the gas that I had in my vehicle for when she said, oh my God, the baby's coming. Now, since then, I've spent the last 10 years just uber prepping. Just in my head, I got caught with my pants down for Superstorm Sandy. So we've had hurricanes since, and we've always been good to go. We've had some blizzards since, and we've been good to go. And just this last week of watching all the stuff that happened for Hurricane Ian down in Florida, I thought to myself, oh my God, if I had to evacuate, most of my plans are for bugging in. I have some contingencies for bugging out, but I wouldn't be able to bring nearly as much supplies with me as bugging in. Over the course of the pandemic, I really learned again, it upped my prepping to a whole nother level, because it showed me the holes in my game. Just like any other experience where you fail, that's where you do your best learning. So I've gone on a camping trip, and I've said this on the channel all the time. I remember going camping one time and I only brought canned foods with me. I had one can opener, and as I was trying to open my first can, the can opener broke, and I was like a friggin' caveman trying to get inside this can because I was hungry. But it was a lesson that I learned that I'll never forget. Now, Superstorm Sandy taught me some lessons of holes in my game, and I was looking at some of the preppers, or some of the people rather, down in Florida oh my God, if I had to leave on a moment's notice, are all of our go bags for me, my wife, our kids, my mother-in-law, pets, are they all good to go? And the answer is, there's a good amount of stuff in there, but I don't think they're all good to go right now. It was a reminder to check hey, are the clothes in there going to fit? Did I pack those clothes for my kids when they were smaller? The kids grew way more than I have in the last year. So are the clothes going to work? Have I checked their batteries? I know in my kit, I check my kit all the time. The survival stuff in my bag is good to go. If we had to bug out, now for me, I've spent the last year really doing a lot of like road trips for training purposes and whatnot, and I live out of my car a lot. Now, I live in the house. I have, at my martial arts school, I have a lot of stuff there because, I spend a lot of time there. So if I need to like freshen up, I went from job 1 to job 2, I'm there. I could catch a nap and stuff like that. But oftentimes when I'm doing security gigs or road trips for traveling, road trips for training, road trips for whatever, I'm in my car a lot. And for me, the layers of bug out readiness are like redundancy layers. So like my truck doesn't really have a trunk, but this is the trunk. And in there is a bunch of stuff that if I got broke down on the side of the road, extra pair of boots, some rain gear, some flares, some jumper cables, and that type of stuff. In the door of my car, because I work a real lot and I'm on the road a real lot, I actually have like a toiletry bag that if I need to freshen up, I got some baby powder, I got some body wipes, I got a toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, all that type of stuff. So I have certain levels of redundancy. I have like water filters and car jacks and things like that. A bunch of chargers, because we do a lot of road trips as a family, and we use this vehicle because it's the most comfortable of all of them. It's got the most clearance and suspension and more knobby tires and stuff like that for if I had to go off-road, I could do some off-roading. Point being, I know that for me, if I had to hop in my car and take off on a moment's notice, I think I'd be pretty okay. I'm sure there's some stuff I'd find out that I was missing, but the preppers down in Florida that had to bug out, did they have a place to go? Was their car ready to go? Were their go bags ready to go? More times than not, when you hear about things like having to leave on a moment's notice, like here on Long Island, there is no bugging out of Long Island. We have like 3 bridges, 1 ferry, which, I wouldn't bank on that. And if you see what it's like to try and go from like Long Island through Manhattan or the 5 boroughs to go either upstate, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or down towards like down the coast, on a regular day at rush hour, it's impossible. It's a parking lot. If everybody was trying to leave at the same time, it's a no-go. So the real way to make that happen would have to be, you'd have to have some sort of tip ahead of time, and you would hope that you beat the traffic on your way out. Or maybe you could get to a ferry before everybody else heard about what's going on. But if you're leaving because the news is telling you, there is no getting off of Long Island. Pretty scary, if you ask me. It's one of the things I dislike about Long Island. Among being part of the state of New York, that's a whole nother rant for a whole nother day. So I guess my question here is this. One, if you know of anybody who was a prepper or you are a prepper and you were down in Florida, like, were you ready? Did your plan work? Did you have the plan? If you didn't have the plan, what things would you... I was actually looking on YouTube for like lessons from Hurricane Ian, but it just happened, so there's really nothing up there as of yet. I'm sure there's stuff for Hurricane Katrina, Superstorm Sandy, but if you are a prepper or you wish you did prep or were a prepper before Ian hit, what would you do differently? What lessons have you learned? It's not just for me, it's for the whole channel. So, in my own head, I've been revamping my bug out bags, my go bags, some of the items I have in my vehicle. Good reminder to keep our fuel levels, at half to 3/4 and above, especially when gas prices are insane, and it costs a little bit less to keep your, if I'm going to go from half a tank to full tank, that's only half the money as going from empty to full tank. But again, for me, revisiting all of our go bags, if we had to leave right now, are my go bags in a spot that I could get them into my vehicle on a moment's notice? The stuff that's in my car, is it ready to go on a moment's notice? Do you have stuff in case you got a flat tire to inflate your tires, to jumpstart your car, extra gas tanks and things like that for, again, not just bugging in, but if you had to bug out. I realize how much stuff I have inside my house that if my house got flooded, like past, even from, if the basement filled up, I would lose a lot of my preps. If it went to past my basement and into my second floor, I'd lose pretty much everything. So other than what's in my vehicle ready to go and our go bags ready to go, there's not a whole lot of stuff that I have that's really like built for bugging out or designed for bugging out, or at least set up for bugging out. And if I had to leave, I couldn't grab all the stuff that I have within my house and get it into my car to go. So if you know of anybody or you have like any knowledge, input, experience, or whatever, and especially the people who have been affected by this, I'd really like to hear from you guys. So I'm probably going a little bit longer than I wanted to already. For those of you who are like really affected by Hurricane Ian, my prayers go out to you. We're Christian. We're big on prayer, and you know, I've checked on pretty much everybody I could think of that I know of that's down there. And through social media, I've been, you know, seeing, oh, this one checked in safe, and that one checked in safe, and this one's okay, and that one's okay. And to me, I'm glad to hear it. Ultimately, if you lost every single thing that you owned, but you are okay and your family is okay, that's all there is. You can rebuild everything else after that. Many people that I know, you know, friends and family are out in Long Island, had to do that exact same thing after Superstorm Sandy. I know a lot of people that lost just about everything. And, you know, rebuilding was a really hard thing. And here we are 10 years later, and I think some of them are still kind of rebuilding. So we've been there, we've done that, and my heart goes out to you guys. I hope that everybody is safe and healthy and strong. And again, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. So if it really knocked you in the dirt and you know, took a lot from you, it's a lesson, you know, just like the hardest lessons there are, the ones that'll like make you the strongest. So I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all safe. And anything you can contribute is really greatly appreciated. Again, we're praying for you. So if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching or preaching, give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you gotta have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it, you want more, you can find me on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. That's all I got for now, warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.